So Kristen is also supposed to be in this Valley Village spinoff. Also, like, is she or is she not coming back to Vanderpump Rules? We don't know. She's been super tight-lipped about it. What are your thoughts? Is she on your roster? Do you want to see her back?
So Kristen's probably the first person that we've talked about where I'm really unsure how I feel about like her returning to Vanderpump Rules, mainly because I, similar to you, have also been doing a rewatch, but I've been rewatching so the later seasons, more like season 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the
not 9, the one we don't speak about.
Not 9. No, just erase 9 from history. But yeah, the problem I have with Kristen a little bit is that the ferociousness and like intensity that she went after James, while I don't think James is like a perfect character, I don't think he's a perfect person. I think that he's done a lot of questionable stuff, and I think that he benefited from Scandoval this season and for the reunion in particular, because a lot of his like behaviors just basically didn't come into question at all.
Yeah, for sure.
Flew under the radar a little bit. I just don't want to get back to the dynamic that we had with James and Kristen, where she was just constantly like going after him. And it was like, it got so tedious at a certain point. And, you know, if she has grown and she has evolved as she says that she has, and like I think Ariana mentioned that she has as well, and obviously their friendship is in a good place. I don't know. I don't know if she's going to bring a good dynamic to the group. And I'm just not sure what she even would bring to the group, right? Like, I guess we'll get an update on, you know, how she's doing, what she's up to, what's going on in her life. But is she gonna like provide like a good storyline? I'm not certain.
Yeah. That's a good point. And like even now, she definitely still has very strong feelings about James. Like she doesn't really have anything good to say about him. She doesn't have anything good to say about Lisa either, which I find like is just so crazy, because it's like, it's classic like biting the hands that feeds you. Like Lisa put you on this show, and like to continue to badmouth her, like I understand you have hard feelings about it, but like, you know, in this rewatch too, like I do think Kristen seems to have grown, at least listening to her podcast. Like she does really seem like a different person, and she seems a lot more mature, and like I feel like she has done a lot of kind of like self-improvement. But like she was very disrespectful to the staff in her episodes. Like honestly, it makes like not just the rest of the cast, like literally the staff of Vanderpump Rules, the staff of Sir, like she was so rude. To the point where like when she got fired, they had that like amazing shot of like all of like the kitchen staff and like all the employees who had never been on camera like celebrating that Kristen was fired. Like so much chaotic energy. Really truly something else. I actually never thought I would want Kristen back until Scandoval happened. And she's just so uniquely positioned to talk about this. And, you know, if Ariana has become friends with her, I would imagine that there's a reason why. So I kind of could put her back on the team.
I could see that. Yeah, I mean, I do think to a certain extent the whole Lisa thing, like, yeah, you don't have to love the person that you're like working for, but to a certain extent, like, this is Vanderpump Rules, like, you know what it's about, like, you have to kiss the ring a little bit. And so, you know, obviously Kristen is a little bit always playing the contrarian to that, right? Like she's always been very loud and willing to go up to bat against Lisa. And I guess like Stassi did that as well a few times here and there, but I think to a certain extent, like Stassi kind of understood that you had to play the game a little bit in order for, you know, to get like some favorable experiences out of Lisa Vanderpump. But yeah, I could see what you mean. Maybe I need to really just see Kristen in a like supporting friend of kind of capacity, in which like she's not like, you know, she's not fully bringing a storyline, she's not fully bringing that much. But I think, you know, you bring up an interesting point of like having her there to support Ariana, to be able to speak to this kind of Scandoval. You know, she does have a very unique outlook on the situation. And I think similar to kind of like what happened with Katie and like, you know, the tequila Katie kind of persona that she was like placed under. I think the crazy Kristen persona was quite misogynistic, and we were living in a different time, even though it was only 10 years ago, when we could talk about women that way. And I think that maybe she's due a little bit of a retribution, kind of like a re-edit kind of experience.
Just like a little bit of a redemption arc to see like if she has in fact changed